So, I mean, I'm not good at math, but 145 times 150 guests.
Let's just actually put the numbers to the thing. So 145 times how many guests? 150?
hmm
It's 21,000?
So you have
$700.
$21,750 of additional cost that you didn't
On
realize
top of that venue cost, that
on
was like
top of that
4,000.
$4,000 venue.
All right, so welcome back. This is actually episode 12 of the Marvelous Moments podcast. I wanted to sit down with actually our wedding planner and lead coordinator of the Marvelous Moments system. She's actually the co-founder of Marvelous Moments. So we actually wanted to talk to you about two real brides that Cynthia is actually working with because, there's so many weddings that are going on and the planning process can be so overwhelming. So kind of like break us down, what are you seeing right now in the wedding industry with your two new brides?
So right now I'm working with two brides. I'll start by talking about one of them. So we recently went wedding dress shopping. So she's actually having a micro wedding. And so if you don't know much about micro weddings, basically it's just kind of a new trend where people have wedding guests smaller wedding party size. And this is just great for budget friendly. I mean, I've
Yeah, ever since COVID, I think that really kind of picked up.
Definitely. And now people are doing something where they'll have the micro wedding ceremony, maybe dinner, and then maybe a year later, a couple years down the line, they'll have that big grand wedding, that 200, 300 people wedding. So,
It's more
yeah,
like, yeah, because you have the reception. You actually can celebrate that year, 2 years of being
I like
married,
it better
and
that
then
way
have that
too.
reception.
Yeah, I think you have something to celebrate after you've been married for a while. And then, you spend that big amount of money because it's like, okay, we're celebrating that we've made it this far.
Yeah, because I feel like one of the hindrances for couples to get married is that they want to have that grand luxury experience, but I feel like you're holding back on life at that point just to have a party. So
Yeah,
it's
there's a lot of other expenses that comes after your wedding too. Like you want to buy your first home, start having babies, so it makes a lot of sense. Anyways, back to the first bride. We went wedding dress shopping because she was having the micro wedding. She thought she would just order her wedding dress online. Now, the one thing I want to encourage all of my brides, please go in store and try on wedding dresses. Please do not order your wedding dresses online. The wedding dresses came in, she tried them on, she didn't like how any of them looked. So here we are a month before her wedding dress shopping. Get to the first wedding shop. I'm not going to call out names, but because they knew her wedding date was in a month, I feel they took a little bit of advantage of her. So when she said her budget was in a certain range, they use that as ammo to keep pushing the limit. So here we are. We have a bride that hasn't tried on one wedding dress yet. Now, wedding dress comes in a million different materials, shapes, all different colors. So for her, it's already an overwhelming process. So as they saw she was already flustered, they kept pushing the limit, saying, "Oh, I can find you the right dress, but it's not within your budget. I'd need to go a little higher." And they just kept doing that throughout her entire bridal appointment. And I could see how overwhelming it was to her at the end of the
so kind of
appointment.
like break it down, like they would show her a dress that was slightly out of her range and be like,
Well, they wouldn't show her the dress yet. They were showing her dresses within her range, but then as they got closer to the style she liked, they would say, "We have something even better than this one, but it's going to be more. Do you want to pay more?" And then her mom, I think, felt the majority of that pressure and kept saying, of course, she wants her daughter to be happy on her wedding day. So she kept saying, "Give her whatever she wants, give her whatever she wants." And I mean, at this point, we're pushing the budget like triple what they originally agreed upon. So now imagine as the bride, you're trying these dresses on, knowing that, oh my God, my mom is going to spend triple. I don't know if I really like it. And even if I do really like it, should I say that? So we eventually left that store. She did figure out her style and what she was looking for, but because it was so overwhelming, she couldn't commit. We went to the second store, and this one was a bridal outlet. So, just to give you some more background information, bridal boutiques tend to be a little more high end. Now, a bridal outlet will have discontinued dresses, maybe the last dress. So, you'll be able to bargain and kind of get those dresses for more of a steal. We walked in there. By then, she knew what she liked. We thumbed through the racks. We found exactly what she liked. She only tried on dresses in the style she liked. And because it was the last dress that they had in stock, final sale, she was able to get that dress within her budget. Now, If she didn't have me with her that day, I think things could have got a lot differently. So
Oh
I
yeah, with the
really
pressure and
advise,
everything, I feel like you had to mediate something and hop
oh,
in there.
throughout the entire appointment. So very important, ladies, take your wedding planner with you to your wedding dress shopping.
Yeah, that was actually great information because, like I said, with the changes of weddings, the trends change every year. So the micro trend has still been picking up and holding steady ever since COVID, and like things like this, I didn't know about. I feel like every wedding vendor is kind of going through like I don't think the wedding demand has gone away, but the wedding vendors have noticed that there's more vendors in the market. So everybody from bridal shops to venue owners to decorators to photographers, we're all feeling like we have to show everything more. We have to be on social media more. We have to keep showing more trust. So I can see where you mean that they were trying to put her in a position to kind of.
I mean, everybody's trying to make an upsale, and that's why you need someone like me in your corner who's going to defend you and make sure you don't walk out of there with
But
dress remorse.
how's that bride feeling now though? Because
Oh,
now you guided her through.
she feels excellent. She has exactly what she wants. They were able to get the alterations done in time, so wedding's coming up soon.
Yeah, I think we recently just celebrated her bridal shower,
Yeah,
so
we had a great time.
that was one of the bridal experiences that you have. And then I think let's go into the next second bride because we were talking about this one too. This second bride, I think she's trying to have like a summer wedding. We're trying to get her married so that way we can give her this grand, marvelous experience to be actually our first one.
Right. So
So,
she wants a wedding. She's actually from New York, and she wants to have a wedding either by a beach, lakeside, something with the fountain, something incorporating water. She just loves that tropical feel. So she essentially sent me 6 different venues that she wanted to take a look at. Now, she is operating on a tight budget as well. So as I was scoping out these venues, I noticed something that I don't think a lot of people know. But when you're budgeting for your venue, you may say, let's say, okay, I only want to spend $4,000. So you may find a venue and the venue rental for 12 hours or whatever is that $4,000. But where they get you and what you don't know is that venue only works with a select vendor list for catering and for bartending. So now, okay, you book the venue. Now you're thinking, okay, great. Half of my job is done here. You go and you look into those caterers and they have something in the fine print where you have to spend a minimum of like 145 per person. So let's say you had an 150 people wedding, you booked this beautiful venue, $4,000, you're all happy. Okay, now you're looking at the vendor list trying to figure out which caterer you want to use. They only gave you 2 options, and both of these caterers are telling you, well, you have a 145 minimum that you need to spend per guest. So I mean, I'm not good at math, but 145 times 150 guests.
let's just actually put the numbers to the thing. So 145 times how many guests? 150?
Mhm.
It's 21,000?
So you have
$700.
$21,750 of additional cost that you didn't
On
realize
top of that venue cost, that
on
was like
top of that
4,000.
$4,000 venue. So you thought you were getting this crazy steal. You started to get excited. You're visualizing centerpieces and backdrops and arches. And that's where they get you because they will only do your wedding if you use their caterer.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Right. So you want to have your wedding planner checking into all these fine details.
That's good information to know because as a photographer, I'm only there as photo, video. I don't know these details of how the venue owners really go about. But I do notice that venues do push certain caterers and stuff like that, which is understandable. We all have our ecosystems, like with our ecosystem with Perdon, DJ June, Orlando Sparklers. We have a preferred select vendors that we like to work with because of synergy. But we can work with any vendor. We love working with new vendors. We like making new friends. Everybody's a part of the Marvelous family for us. But it's about building synergy. And that's just what we notice when we do multiple events with the same vendor over and over. I'm able to just look at my DJ. I'm able to look at just Perdon. And we're able to just communicate without even saying words.
I know specifically with our vendors, I have a moment with each one of them where I just knew they were the person for me. Like, for example, with DJ June. We were working on this birthday party. It was a beach venue. It was beautiful. And he DJ'd and the dance floor was full all night. I couldn't stop laughing and just having a great time with him because I kind of went behind a little bit with him. And the energy that we shared and the way he could just light up a room, that's how I knew that he was going to be our DJ. And in compliment of that, for Orlando,
Sparklers.
right, I met Miss Shauna, and she just has such a welcoming energy. I at the event that I'm talking about, she was managing the photo booth, 360 photo booth, and even if I didn't want to take pictures, if I was the type of person who didn't like pictures, her smile and her energy just made you want to jump in and take a picture anyway. I loved her.
Yeah.
And then Pradhan, let's see, Nitesh from Pradhan
It's only been
Decors.
3 months with him, and look at the trend.
Oh
Oh,
my goodness. So he asked to have a meeting with me. We jumped on FaceTime. At the time, he was in New York and I'm here in Orlando. I'm meeting with this guy. And at that time, we had looked so hard to find a decorator and nothing was meshing right. But when we got on FaceTime, he said to me, I think this is going to work. And that was the moment I knew that it was him.
yeah. When we me and him talk about this all the time, and I was just like, bro, I've met so many decorators. I don't know, like, and he was like, yeah, another content creator. Okay, we'll see what we got. So
But we mesh so well. And what I love about Nitesh is when he says he's going to do something, he does it. So you can trust him.
no, and he said something to me the other day. He's like, we must have been family in another life, and I truly believe that because it does feel like with him, with actually all of them, like from DJ June, Mashana, feels like we're family for sure.
Souls travel in clusters.
Yeah, that's why we created the 10K offer too, because we saw how well the 4,999 offer went with Ashley and Bailey. So we were like, we want to get more couples. We want more Indian couples to feel the different mandaps that Pradhan is bringing, especially too, but all to all our American couples as well. We're having that variety for you because we constantly want to reinvest, so that way you have that variety for you guys. He just recently opened up the warehouse, so the warehouse will be open up for the showroom there, so that way everyone can go see their decorations in person and feel the flowers. That way you can actually see your wedding decorations before the actual weddings. I don't know of any decorator that does that. That was actually a new concept that he kind of brought to my idea, and I was like, okay, yeah. And
Yeah.
then when I saw the warehouse, I was like, okay, yeah, we can really make something here
I'm so
nice.
excited to go see it myself. So just to recap, we have that 10K offer. And what you get in that 10K offer is your mandap, your aisle decor, your centerpieces, photo, video, and day of coordination.
Yeah, so with that offer, everything for 10,000, just DM either Pradhan or Marvelous Moments with your wedding date so we can check to see if our calendars are available. But we want to make sure every wedding is marvelous. Everybody deserves that marvelous experience. Not just you, though, the couple. We want your family to enjoy it too. So everybody's having a great time. Nobody's stressing, nobody's struggling because Cynthia will plan and coordinate. I got your photo and video, and I'll even be that content creator for you. And then Pradhan will bring the decoration. And I do have a Pacific DJ I do recommend. So if you need a DJ recommendation, hit me up. But I think this might be the end of episode 12. Thank you guys again for watching. Stay tuned for episode 13.
See you next time.